This is your home 15 years in the future.
Right.
Do you see that guy sitting there in the corner?
Yeah.
That's you.
What?
You live in this rundown apartment all by yourself. Since you didn't use a condom that fateful evening, you got Kelly pregnant, and she had triplets. You ended up marrying Kelly, but she divorced you after you cheated on her. All your kids are in jail, and you ended up in the poorhouse because of your alimony payments. Your life is a living hell.
Come back! Come back!
Hi, Rob. You are the father of our child.
This is horrible.
Well, I do see one bright light in your future.
Yeah?
When you cheat on Kelly, you forgot to wear a condom. Again. And as a result, you have an illegitimate daughter who's about 15 years old.
Is she normal?
Well...
Hi, Dad.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm fine, but I've got a surprise for you.
Oh,
I'd like to introduce you to my fiance. He's the lead guitarist of Hellspawn.
Okay, I've seen enough. Take me back, please.
No, not yet. There's a bit more.
It can't get much worse than this.
Well, you see, the Rob of the future is a bit promiscuous and never did learn to practice safe sex.
greetings, you at number 697314. The results of your medical examinations are in. You tested positive for 34.6 diseases, according to law 578, since you never use a condom. We are forced to place you under quarantine for the next 7.5 years. Have a nice day.
Get me out of here. I can't take this anymore.
All right, I think you've seen enough, but there was one last thing I'd like to show you. I just want you to watch this brief slideshow. This is what your penis could look like in the future if you don't practice safe sex. All right, Rob, it's okay. It's okay. Look, man, all you gotta do is think about the possible consequences of your actions. Show more respect for the opposite sex and use a little common sense. And you won't screw up your future, if you'd excuse the pun. Let's go back to the present.
Wow, I can't believe I almost ruined my life. Thanks for everything. From now on, I'm going to wear a condom even when I'm not having sex.
Hey, Rob. Don't forget this.
Thanks.
What's all this condom nonsense? You don't need this. When you use one, it lessens your pleasure. Oh, this will only take a second. Let me show you what sex would be like if you did not use a condom. Was I right or was I right? I was right.
Hey, wait a minute, where are you going?
Look, I'm sorry. I've thought about this, and I'm just not ready to have sex yet. Besides, I'm kind of buzzed, and I don't even know you anyway.
Wait, come back!
Now, Rob, you discovered the best form of safe sex. Abstinence. Angelica!
I gotta see this.
Aside from ruining my last night of college, I can't believe those two guys almost made me late for my graduation ceremony. My dad would have loved that. Those guys did have a couple good points, though. But I didn't hook up. No. There are more important things in life than a one-night stand. I mean, I have my whole life ahead of me. The two of them may have had opposite opinions, but if I try and consider both sides in the future, maybe I'll be able to stay on the right track. This is typical. I learned more about relationships in one evening than I did in 7 years of college. Luckily, I made it to the ceremony just in time. Of course, my parents were there to immortalize the event on videotape.
Is that him?
It better be!
My dad still couldn't believe I graduated. He thought it might be a big hoax. But once I convinced them that my lengthy college career was finally over, they were pretty proud of me. And I was kind of proud of myself. For the first time in my life, I had actually accomplished something. I overcame all of the obstacles and distractions to reach the climax of my college career. I was really an official college graduate. But I wonder, will I ever be responsible enough to stand on my own 2 feet?
Hey, Rob, congratulations on graduating. How's it feel? It's kind of sobering. I still can't find a job yet.
Hey, Rob, it's your mail.
Thanks, buddy.
You get your mail here?
Yeah, the manager lets me live here in the closet. I can't afford my own place.
Rob, man, that's pathetic.
Thanks.
Let's see, Bill.
This one's from the University of Maryland. It says, we are sorry to inform you that you failed your human sexuality class. Your graduation is invalid until you complete 3 more credits. We're very sorry for any inconvenience. Inconvenience? This is great. Now I can stay for another semester. Maybe a couple more years if I keep failing classes. This calls for a celebration. Eddie, can I get 2 more, buddy?
You got it, Rob. Yeah, but what if the university sends a copy to your parents?
Believe me, if my dad got a copy of this, he would be here right now with a shotgun ready to blow my head off. I might have to leave the country for a few months till he calms down.
Where's my son? What's this about not graduating? Who lives in a bar right here?
Ho-ho! I'm the masked condom! Before you leave, there are a few things I think we need to talk about. As you saw, Rob ended up practicing safe sex through abstinence, but not really by his own choice. If you want to be responsible and make your own decisions about safer sex, here are some important things you need to be aware of.
Practicing safer sex is always a good idea because many people carry infections without any noticeable symptoms. In addition, safer sex practices can protect against unplanned pregnancy. Left untreated, some of the more common infections can have serious consequences, like infertility or cancer. Remember, it's specific behaviors that put you and your partner at risk, not whether or not you see yourself as fitting into a high-risk group.
Now that you know what can happen if you don't act responsibly, here are some of the best ways to practice safer sex.
You should remember that the best protection against unintended pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases is not to have intercourse. More and more students are choosing to abstain from sexual activity or are practicing safer forms of sexual expression. Another method of safer sex is the practice of mutual monogamy. However, since infections can be present without symptoms and can have incubation periods of up to 20 months or more, it is important that you do not assume that a partner is free of infection. It is recommended that partners in a mutually monogamous relationship use condoms for at least the first 6 to 8 months of the sexual relationship. For those of you having vaginal intercourse, condoms are important. Condoms, other barriers such as dental dams or plastic wraps like saran wrap should be used for protection during oral sex. We recommend using unlubricated or flavored condoms for oral genital contact. It's also important to note that anal intercourse is considered risky even with the use of condoms.
Now we come to the most important thing to me, my mission as the masked condom. Here is some important information on condoms.
Condoms and spermicide provide good protection for vaginal intercourse. Make sure that you are using a latex, not natural skin condom, with a water-soluble lubrication like KY jelly or a spermicide. Do not use petroleum or oil-based lubes like Vaseline or baby oil with the condoms. The oils can cause the condoms to break or rip and can lead to a vaginal infection. Another common cause of condom breakage is inadequate lubrication. Condoms work best when lubrication is applied in addition to the lube that is already on the condom. Spermicides make excellent lubricants because not only are they water-based, which makes them safe for use with latex, but the spermicides also provide extra protection against pregnancy and infection should the condom break, leak, or spill. It is also a good idea to make sure that you don't leave air in the tip of the condom because this doesn't leave room for the semen and it may seep down the sides.
Besides the importance of wearing a condom, there are some other factors you need to consider. And here they are.
Women who are using oral contraceptives or other methods of birth control should also consider using condoms for sexually transmitted disease protection. It is also important to acknowledge the role of alcohol and other drugs in unsafe sexual behavior. Not only can they interfere with your decision-making ability and reduce inhibitions, but it can be difficult to even open a condom package if you have been drinking.
Before I go, there's one last thing I'd like to say.
Hi, Condom Man.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm Woody.
What can I do for you?
I don't mean to bug you, but I was wondering if you could tell me about the birds and the bees.
Get that bee out of here. Well, that does bring me to my final point, the importance of communication.
Perhaps the most important element in protecting your health is good communication skills. Partners need to discuss issues of previous sexual partners and infections, in addition to their ideas and expectations about safer sex practices. It is essential that partners begin to explore these issues before becoming sexually active. Learning to use a condom is one thing, but having the guts to discuss them with a new partner, let alone insisting that they use one, are entirely different things. Don't be afraid to speak up. You're ultimately the only one responsible for protecting your sexual health. For more information on safer sex, contact your student health center, local health department, family doctor, or contact one of these national organizations.
For as long as the knowledge of safer sex is foiled by ignorance, I will come again and again until I'm no longer needed. For I am the masked condom. And now, I am out!